Quiero ir. Tengo que ir. No voy a ir. Necesito ir. Me gustaría ir. Today we're going to talk about the verb ir in Spanish. The verb ir is to go. IR is the spelling, and it's one of the most irregular verbs. So all of those sentences that I just said are with ir in infinitive, but a lot of the time you're going to use it in one of its other forms. Hey everybody, it's Daniel. Welcome back to my sofa in beautiful Barcelona. This is Learn Spanish with Daniel, the best place online to learn Spanish from Spain. Today, like I said, we're going to talk about the verb ir, which is to go. Somebody was commenting on one of my videos recently. I have a video about the R and the double R sound, and somebody was commenting that this is just stereotypical Spanish, and where she lives, nobody speaks this way. It is possible that there are groups of people out there who don't speak Spanish in the same way I do. I mean, definitely there are people who don't speak Spanish in the same way I do. I have been living in Spain for over 20 years. It's coming up on 21 years now, actually. And that time has been between Madrid and Barcelona. So I speak, urban Spanish from Spain, let's say. There are a lot of other places in Spain where they have different accents. I've spent time in Santander, up in the north, for example, and there's an accent up there. The people in Galicia have an accent. The people in Andalusia famously have a strong accent. So there's a lot of variation within Spain also. All these accents are fine. If you need to learn Spanish from Andalusia, you should probably find an Andalus person to teach you. I have no idea because I don't spend a lot of time down there. But yes, the pronunciation does vary regionally. Also, there are dozens of countries where they speak Spanish, and all those accents are very different. Here in my neighborhood in Barcelona, there are a lot of Argentinian people. Argentinian people usually just look like any other Mediterranean person because they're, often descended from the Spanish or the Italians or the Germans, but you can, hear three words that they say and know that they're Argentinian just from how they speak. So, yes, regional variations exist. There are lots of different types of Spanish. This is urban Spanish from Spain. I don't think the grammar is going to change much in our topic today, though, because the conjugations are all pretty similar. So first, let's talk about ir as an infinitive. Ir is to go, and there are plenty of expressions in Spanish where we use some other verb or expression before the infinitive, so we conjugate the first thing and not the second. The examples I have here are quiero ir a Japón. Quiero ir a Japón. In English, we do something like this a lot of the times also if we have a verb plus another verb. Like the second verb is in infinitive or it's with to plus infinitive. In English, we would say, I want to go to Japan. Want to plus the infinitive is just the way we do it in English. In Spanish, it's even easier than that because it's conjugated verb plus infinitive is generally how they do it. Quiero ir a Japón. I want to go to Japan. So in that case, quiero is the conjugated verb, ir is the infinitive. Quiero ir a Japón. Tengo que ir al dentista. Tengo que is I have to. Not that I want to, I have to. Tengo que ir al dentista. Pretty simple there. You could conjugate the verb tener. I think I have a video about conjugating tener. Tienes que ir al dentista. That would be, do you have to go to the dentist? But the ir is the same. You just conjugate tener. No voy a ir a la oficina. This is, I'm not going to go to the office. No voy a ir a la oficina. Voy is a conjugation of ir. So this is going to go. We do the same thing in English. We're talking about a plan for the future, an intention for the future. In this case, it's an intention of not doing something. No voy a ir a la oficina. Here's a classic. Necesito ir al baño. I have to go to the bathroom. Necesito ir al baño. So, el baño, necesito is to need. Necesito ir al baño. Me gustaría ir a Turquía. I would like to go to Turkey. Me gustaría ir a Turquía. We have, different names in Spanish for a lot of countries and cities. It's just the way it is. Me gustaría ir a Turquía. I would like to go to Turkey. Me gustaría is to say that you would like something. We wouldn't necessarily use it to talk about me gustaría un café. At least here in Spain, we're usually more direct about these things. We wouldn't say me gustaría un café. That doesn't seem like there's an action step, but yeah, me gustaría ir a Turquía. I would like to go to Turkey. Kind of a desire. Me encanta ir a la playa. I love going to the beach. Me encanta ir a la playa. I have a friend out in Mexico who actually says amo ir a la playa, which is in a more direct sense. I love doing something. Amo hacerlo. Me encanta is, I don't know if it enchants me. Literally, it enchants me. It is enchanting to me. I enjoy it very much. It's a very positive thing. Me encanta. Me encanta ir a la playa. So those are common expressions that are followed by an infinitive in Spanish. That's a pretty common thing in Spanish. If we were using some other verb, it would also go in infinitive. So tengo que, which is I have to. Tengo que ir. Tengo que comer. I have to eat. Tengo que lavar mis calcetines. I have to wash my socks. Tengo que hacer los deberes para la clase de español. I have to do my Spanish homework, or my homework for Spanish class. So, tengo que with any other verb in infinitive, pretty much. However, a lot of times we talk about verbs where we just conjugate the verb in present, and that's what we're doing. So, I have the conjugations of ir here. I have voy al supermercado. Let's actually just do the conjugations first. Yo voy, tú vas. Él va. Nosotros vamos. Vosotros vais. Ellos van. I said earlier that the conjugations don't really change, but that's not entirely accurate. Actually, in a lot of places in Central and South America, they use vos as a separate conjugation, which is like to, but the conjugation is different. I recognize that when I hear it, I don't actually know what the rules are. You might have to find a Uruguayan or something to teach you this. Like I said, pretty common in Central and South America, not here in Spain. So, tú vas. You go. Él va, ella va, usted va. Here in Spain, we don't use much usted, but in other places it's more common. Here in Spain, we use tú for almost anybody. There are cases, I guess if we're talking to somebody who's much older, we could use usted if there's a certain amount of social distance between our positions. I don't know, if I was stopped by the police, I would probably make an effort to use usted as a form of respect for their authority, but I'm guessing that's not universal. Thinking about it now, I'm not certain when the last time I used usted even was. It's not super common. Anyway, él va, ella va, usted va. This is, he goes, she goes, or formal you go. We have vamos, nosotros vamos. You've probably heard the expression vámonos. Vámonos is like the imperative. It's let's go, vámonos. If we're talking about we go in a general sense, I'm not saying let's go, I'm saying that we go about something else. That is, nosotros vamos. We have vosotros vais. Vosotros is plural, you, and it's informal. It's you for a group of people. It's y'all, as we might say, where I'm from. So vosotros vais, and ellos, ellas van, ustedes van. If we're speaking formally to multiple people, ustedes van, sure. So that's the conjugation. Yo voy, tú vas, él va, nosotros vamos, vosotros vais, ellos van. I'm pronouncing the V like a B here. That's also pretty typical. I'm sure there's somewhere out there in the 450 million people who speak Spanish around the world that, they're saying it like a regular V, but generally Voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. You notice that the verb ir just has an IR, but all of the conjugations have a V. It's just very irregular like that. It's a strange conjugation. Okay, so examples of sentences. Voy al supermercado. ¿Necesitas algo? Voy al supermercado. ¿Necesitas algo? I'm going to the supermarket. Do you need anything? Do you need anything? Algo is, something or anything, and necesitas is from the verb necesitar, which is to need. So, voy al supermercado. ¿Necesitas algo? Me voy. Nos vemos mañana. Me voy is I'm leaving. I'm going. Me voy. Nos vemos mañana. So it's like I'm out of here. See you tomorrow. Me voy. Nos vemos mañana. Nos vemos is we will see each other. And, the V in vemos. That's just how we pronounce it. Nos vemos mañana. Ya te vas. Are you leaving already? Ya te vas. If you're leaving a party. I used to, go to parties with Spanish people and I'd be leaving at 1 a.m. and they'd be like, ya te vas? Because, Spanish people just stay up really late. Party is just getting started at 1 a.m. Ya te vas? We have. Vas a la fiesta el viernes? Are you going to the party on Friday? Vas a la fiesta el viernes? In the example, ya te vas, it's the same thing. Me voy, te vas. The reflexive ir could be to leave more than to go, but it amounts to about the same thing. I have the example, Pedro va al médico mañana. Pedro is going to the doctor tomorrow. Pedro va al médico mañana. We have also, va a llover esta tarde. This is, it is going to rain. Va a llover esta tarde. We talked about me voy a ir for the going to. Va a llover is it is going to rain. Rain is the verb llover, and it is in infinitive here because after va a, we use the infinitive. Va a llover esta tarde. Vamos a picar algo. ¿Te vienes? Vamos a picar algo. This is we're going to have some tapas or something like that. We're going to have a bite to eat. Vamos a picar algo. If you go to a bar in Spain or a lot of restaurants, they have, plates that you're supposed to share. You're not supposed to eat the whole thing. So it's on the menu, it might say like para picar. And that would be, just something that you are intended to share with another person. So vamos a picar algo. ¿Te vienes? We're going to have a bite to eat. Would you like to come? Vamos a picar algo doesn't imply like a full meal. It sounds like something smaller, possibly with drinks. Vamos a Londres para las vacaciones. We are going to London for our holiday, for holidays, for vacation. We're going to London on vacation in American English. Vamos a Londres para las vacaciones. Londres is London. I don't know how they got Londres out of London, but, that's just the Spanish word for it. Vamos a Londres para las vacaciones. So vamos is nosotros, vamos. We don't usually say the nosotros because we understood vamos is nosotros, vamos. ¿A dónde vais? This is where are you going? ¿Dónde is where? ¿A dónde is to where? The understanding is that you're going to a place. So ¿dónde vives is where do you live? Just regular where. ¿A dónde vas? O ¿a dónde vais? Is where are you going? This is plural you, multiple you. I'm talking to, my 2 cousins or whatever. ¿A dónde vais? Another second person plural, vais al bar después del trabajo. This is, are you going to the bar after work? Talking to plural you. Are you all going to the bar after work? Vais al bar después del trabajo. We also have, van a tener un hijo en un par de meses. They are going to have a child in a couple of months. Un hijo could be a boy or a girl, technically. It could also just be a boy. In this case, maybe we don't know the sex or gender of the child in question, or we do and it's an hijo. We do and it's a boy. So that could be a little bit ambiguous. But van a tener un hijo en un par de meses. Un par de meses, un par de horas, un par de días is a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of, whatever period of time, a couple of hours, un par de horas. if we're talking about the flight to London. Estás en Londres en un par de horas. You can be in London in a couple of hours. It's not exactly 2 hours. It's around 2 hours, a couple. Finally, we have the example, van al cine el sábado. They're going to the cinema. They're going to the movies on Saturday. Van al cine el sábado. Van a ir al cine el sábado. I guess you could probably also say, you don't need to. Van al cine el sábado sounds also like a plan for the future. Using the present talking about a plan for the future is something we do in English and in Spanish. The conjugation then is important. I'm here in Barcelona where people speak a lot of Catalan. I'm also learning a little bit of Catalan, so I've got note cards where I'm learning the conjugation of the equivalent verb in Catalan. In Spanish, you just got to learn it. Yo voy, tú vas, él va, ella va, usted va, nosotros vamos, vosotros vais, ellos van, ellas van, ustedes van. Just gotta, repeat and wait until it comes out naturally because, every language has some things you just gotta memorize. That's life. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you're still with me, please donate to the channel, expatmadrid.com/donate. You can donate however much you want. I appreciate it. It is helpful for me to continue doing this. I do it for free. I like Spanish and I like teaching and, I like making videos, but it would also help a lot if you donated. So expatmadrid.com/donate. Let me know what you would like to hear about on a future video. Listen to the Spain to Go podcast. I have a podcast. It also is, free and also takes quite a bit of time to make a podcast. So these days I'm making a weekly episode of Spain to Go. You can look on any podcast app. Also right here on this same YouTube channel, you have all the episodes. There are, as of now, I think 110 episodes, over 100 definitely, of the Spain to Go podcast. And all kinds of topics related to life in Spain, culture, food, I don't know, whatever I come up with, basically. It's a lot of fun to do. So like I said, donate, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, etc. All of that helps a lot. And nothing more for today. See you soon. Bye.